Good day. Pretty interesting video on the Anunnaki. Interesting content provider on BitChute. Warriors of Lucifer. I'm not going to pass any judgment, but the content of this video is very good. So, to overlay my knowledge, every one of us comes from a universal point of origin. It's actually a concept from inside our one true creator. And due to the Big Bang Theory perfectly kicking off a true timeline for us to ascend, there are starseeds and wanderers that occupy every planet on our system that's intended to be occupied. So, for example, Andromeda has human beings that are Andromedians of sorts, and we travel by spirit. It's very quantum, but retaining our body vessel in a biochemical substance that we wear now as vipers. And you see these statues that have snakes coming out of their foreheads, it's symbolic of who we really are. And love, when you make love the basis of it, it drives everything. So we know there's a planet called NIBIRU, and many humans attain their universal point of origin on NIBIRU. Now, when they hit third density, if they're given an opportunity to jump around, that's not what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the natives of NIBIRU as a planet that had its own orbit, and it's a very special planet. And Lucifer's tied to it. So there's not one quite like it with proximity to our solar system, given its independence of orbit. So it's very unique. And the predecessory being that is the father of NIBIRU is known as Anu. And the Sumerian tablets transcribe the familial relationships of Anu and Enki and Enlil. And in this case, we're going to learn about the Christ model in my factual deductive reasoning of the organic awakening of NIBIRU by a person named Ea. So I'd like to play this now. Alright, so this is just a narrative about what I just discussed. I'll attach this. So he ascended. And all the other beings were wondering. He kind of self-Christed. So he started teaching it. And I think Anu was okay with it, but he wanted it to go interplanetary, I believe, because of the capability of the planet. So you see that he became a teacher, and his father didn't want that. So he said to only Nibiru's nobles, that's the copper bloods, and he refused. He went ahead and did it. So this is David Icke-esque. See, they came here to this planet. Call it a dissension, but they occupied vessels here. See, so Anu got mad at his son because he wanted to control everything. So this is the essence of our government today. So the ones from the NIBIRU who are in the pirate task organization against us are human beings that you see on television right now. I'm going to throw out just, if David Icke is a good one, Henry Kissinger is a bad one. Just as a probability of the ones that control. Marduk, I think, was in row 2 at Donald Trump's funeral. Just a guess. Oriental man, described generally by Kim Goguen. And if you look at the face of that guy, I think you got him. It's in another one of my videos on the Trump's presence at George H.W. Bush's funeral. So let me continue this. See, they carved in the Sumerian tablets. So it's the Titans. These are the Leviathans. Real stuff. I mean, Goliath was one. The divas. This is ascended female stuff. You know, divas and titans are considered a realm if you discern the Buddhist mantra from Guan Yin. Om Mani Padme Hum. She gets into 5 realms. And this is a realm that you, as a human being, are required to consider, because at this point you're an elite and you're ahead of everybody else, and sort of what comes with that. There are problems that come with it that you need to work out so you can be a good God, let's call it that. And you're looking at them right here because, you know, Mary is from Sirius, point of origin, so we need to clarify that much. But many of these personages, like Thoth, I mean, if that's not, the presence of Thoth is in our pineal gland encaved, so there's biochemical input there that must be genetically derived, and it's so spiritual at that point. I mean, the influence of the being, I don't know, has ever been realized as a walking, talking entity, other than being given credit for the Egypt that he really didn't build. So Thoth is just listed here as another character, and he's significant. You know, we know that Isis is a predecessory personality of Mother Mary, the natural mother of Yeshua, Joseph being the father. So this is a predecessory male image, and they're sacred, you know, the Vesica Pisces and the obelisks that have been placed all over our world to show us, hey, they got this code written way past you, analogically speaking. It turns out has some, you know, the divine feminine came with it, as well as the divine masculine, and it's expressed that way when it's expressed correctly. And it can be occulted very easily to go with the triad of power that controls us in truth, and that's the case. The Masonic hijack of clubs that you're not in is a part of all this, and it's all coming to an end. See, the analogy of gold. See, this is crap. I have issues with this because Enki's a bad actor. Okay, Enki's a bad actor. So there's, if you're self-enlightened to be immortal and your father didn't like you for that, then there's an illogical relationship that's being expressed here. And I could stand to be refined. I'm speaking of what makes sense. So what I just showed you earlier about this being Ea, who lit the planet up of Nibiru in wisdom, much like occurred on Earth in Turkey when the Elohim participated in our human wisdom insertion process by teaching over generations, and then the 138 bit the apple in order to reassume normal. So we were all taught. Then these guys showed up, and I'm telling you right now that Enki is Yahweh. Enki's counting your harvest for the rotation. That's what it boils down to, because it's a hijack. Because the essence of the teaching from Ea translated to three things: truth, force, and food. Okay, so they'll nosh on fellows, but we nosh on water eventually. And he knew that. So it's a matter of discerning the food, which he did. And he was trying to teach everybody. And he was an ascended master who said, I'm out of here. And now he's being represented as Enki. And that's not really correct, because we know Enki to be a counterpart of Enlil, and they both hate us. It's the counterparts of the Nazis and the Solomonites who want to bash you with a sledgehammer and peel your skin back. And that is certainly not resonant with what is known, even at the high level, in this video about Ea. Because our Creator never abandons us. So of course Nibiru is going to be given an opportunity to determine a catalyst. For all I know, it floated by Andromeda, and there was some proxy management at that point. We'll find out, because Nibiru has been floating around for a long time. Floating, moving, autonomously. I mean, come on. Who's the captain of that ship? Is Lucifer's got dominion there, and it's awesome. I'm missing words here now. So here's Prometheus. That's Rockefeller. I mean, at the rink is Prometheus laying out. You see, this gets into woo-woo. Now you're into Sumerian tablets and a little bit of the mastery of control. The bishop that wears the fish hat. That's what this is kind of looking at. Enki is all about that. The fish hat of Rome. See, and you got all this, the dark side of it's the dark side of everything that's, Nibiru is kind of picked up along the way. You got to look at it that way. Because the ascension descension was easiest from Nibiru, as well as fifth density Star Wars capacity to kind of get around and learn and counter-learn. So we're very advanced and we're very natural. So this gets involved with Egypt now, and some of the language you need to pick up on here. Cunnilingus, the sex organ, and here's the serpent and the apple, and boom, you're gone. It's like, oh, they did that. The women were nice and fleshy, and Yahweh got the fleshy parts. I don't know, but the diets change, and everybody starts eating meat. And then you starve out the lions a little bit down here and make them eat each other, because you know what you're doing. Who knows how long ago the lions and the tigers were good to go, maybe 10,000 years ago. I have no idea. But we ran it. Satanic feeling drove it at a highly intellectual level of intentional, derangement. Down to our DNA level. They're spelling it out here for you. We have been, if you're not awake, you're going to be in a refrigerator, pending maggot consumption. And it's because you bought into the process, and now we're waking up. So, I don't want to make this too long. This is a great movie. I mean, look at this. And the music they got going in the background just to kind of freak you out a little bit. Because hey, it's the music, right? So this is trying to, is it trying to keep your attention, or is this the warm-up band for Ozzy? It's like, oh, you went to an Ozzy concert, but oh, you're learning something. And it's true. Look, I'm going to stop this because they're talking. Current biology recognizes only 4 rains. Okay. Well, that's, if you wish to define things very generally, you've got first density. This is all second density. And then we are third to fourth density. So this is their idea of the divine reign, and it's only fifth density. So they're talking you right into the, you know, you're on board the pirate ship now, and you live in a section of the pirate ship called NIBIRU, and David Icke would probably go, hang on, why would they? I'm speaking for him, because he may be fine with this. I don't believe so, though, because I saw him connect in with other speakers on the Mel K program very recently, and David Icke is well on his way to breaking out of all the MK Ultra crap that comes with all this. I mean, God, this could be considered MK Ultra territory for them to dominate the underlings of, this is Darth Vader, and there's a dark force that occupies Star Wars Earth right now, and you vote for them. So you think they're out there in space, and you vote for them, and you're disturbed by television, and somehow we make it through all this, so you gotta laugh. I'm not certifying what's on here. I'm not even kind of reading it, but why not? I mean, if they're trying to peel your skin back to explain how you work, why not? Look, they got the right places. So let's just, for the sake of, common ground, we know there was an Atlantis and a Lemuria, ancient Eden, these places. There's no argument of the dark or light community on many common threads. You, the voter that didn't know there was a Lemuria, okay, I'm making my point. So I guess I'll discontinue right here because I don't know where this train's going to go, and Ozzy Osbourne is on it in the song, but it's okay. It's very important that you see the underlying attributes of our Creator right here. And you look at it, I think they pretty much atone to the chakra. You got earth, how do you feel about yourself? You're breathing, you got a heart, love, and you can speak through your throat. So there's essence of truth that's embedded in this because you see it in the rainbow. And that's not the end of the rainbow right there. But the word peace is a beautiful word because when you're at peace, you don't have to look over your back. Like, there is no over your back. The only thing that's over your back is somebody to say, hey, man. And then you got peace. And you live it always, unsafely, but, you don't run up and scream behind a guy's face. Just doesn't work that way. You can, it's a new way of adoring our Creator and deferring to where we're going because we're just getting started. So, having said all that, it makes me want to play some music for somebody else to sing. I'm a little bit tired of, I'd like to have a good dream tonight. Om Mani Padme Hum. I'd recommend you go back and watch that particular video. I may just link some instruction, not the best, but that particular mantra from Guan Yin, that particular woman, is such an expose into how Buddhism is intended to work. And I'm not a Buddhist, but I happen to know this, that you get quiet and you self-discern. Their Christed models are there for them to study. So they learn the process of meditation and the keys to the guides, such as Mani Padme Hum. There's a whole breakout, and it's a it's a jewel, and you are the overarching object is a lotus, and you're the jewel that's in the lotus. So our planet, I mean, all the analogies are there of a path that you're destined to resolve, and in this case, it's at 5 realms. Mani Padme. Is it 6? Yeah, I guess there's life, there's death. No, I believe there's 5. Well, I'll attach the video, but the important thing to discern, with the beautiful thing about the mantra, is that it gives you a chance to figure out from a personality standpoint what you need to work out. You've got hungry ghosts that are agitating your past spirits from things you did in the past that you're wearing now. And there are just people out there that are on full display of trying to break the chains, and they're halfway out, and many are here helping. I mean, it's a pretty amazing set of crossroads that we're waking up to all at once, and meeting at this place where the kinetics are going to be wonderful once we work through these upcoming kind of last swipes of the same creatures who just think it's another rotation, and they've been building for this particular one with artificial intelligence that's kind of coming at us all at once with Zuckerberg and Musk and all the crowd of everything under the sun that they can wield, while the Dracos are in retreat and relying on electronically transmitted opinions from us to give them permission to come back, because we're God people now. So when we collectively speak to the internet, we get what we ask for, and that's how our Creator works, and that's how it's always worked, because they've always beaten us to the punch, because the word idiot is a strong word. I don't know, I need to look it up, but we are that dummy damn doody doodly dada. That was light code for me. So you laugh at it and say, okay, no more. He's said enough. The man has said enough. He keeps shaking his head back and forth because he can't believe he's saying it himself. But I'll continue to speak it in my way. Peace and love, because you're allowed to love it as well. And just admire who you are, admire everybody else, and fa la 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 la, la 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 la. There's a number there. These numbers are going in so many directions. When you start learning about all this gematria that's going on with how things have been figured out, it is so Fuegio Fibonacci 432 with a little 440 built in, and okay. Oh, you giving me a Viper? Oh, I'm in a Viper now, okay? And the warranty is good for what? What? Forever. And I get to drive it when I want. And I can still go bash my head into a wall because I accidentally, did something. But there are no accidents. And yes, there are. There just won't be any more somehow, but we'll still have the free choice. Huh. Astounding. I'm right back to my man, Thomas. He doubted anybody would ever believe any of this. I doubt they're going to put me in the Bible. Yes, that's the family. All right, have a good one.